and I did pull the camera back or, over the dungeon as we discussed this phase 3 or the final phase of Celebration Day. But do remember, if we're going to be going into the House of Chance, so I'm doing this just now to get this out of the way, and then we're going to go back to the village. But I just want to go over this first with you on what you do. And like I said, quick reference guide and the rule book, everything you do, very easy to understand on what you do about going back to the dungeon, after Celebration Day concludes. But we're going to go over everything, so I show you that. So let's get started. Okay, and a lot of this here is what you did during setup. So the first thing we're going to do is create a brand new encounter deck. Remember, there are 87 unique encounters in the game. So every time you create this deck, there's always like something new to see. It almost creates like a new narrative. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to take all of your encounter cards. You're going to go through there, and remember these interlude cards. When I created these are kind of like what throttles the encounter deck. And hold on, I'm going to adjust this grid lighting because it's a little bit hot, with the glare coming down. So you're going to take your 10 interlude cards, okay? Set those aside. You're going to take your encounter deck. There's a little surprise for you. I wonder what that could be. So you're going to take your encounter cards. You're going to deal out 30 random cards. Give it a good shuffle, deal out 30 cards. And I'm not going to count 30. Let's just say that's 30 right there, okay? You're going to take the 10 interlude cards, take one of them out, doesn't matter which one, just take one out, and shuffle these into the deck. I'm not going to, just do a quick one. Okay, your encounter deck is done. That last, this 10th interlude card, you're going to place that right on top, just like you did at the start of the game. So now you have a brand new encounter deck for when your heroes go back for their second delve into the dungeon, and you're going to place this back on the dungeon UI board. The next thing you're going to do is remove all minions from the dungeon. And I wanted to make mention, you could do this even before Celebration Day. If you want to do this before they teleport back to the village on that very kind of last turn, you can just remove them then if you want. So you're going to remove all the minions out of the dungeon, and you're going to shuffle their minion monster card back into the appropriate deck. Also, when I was over here, remember that encounter card? You definitely want to get that out of there too. You want to put that, clear basically your monster area. I put my environment cards by the monster area. So basically clear that whole area out. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over is this little bit of clarification to when the minions are going to spawn into the dungeon. And so we'll start off here. Remember, our minion population was set to 5. And the clarification was this. The minions do not show up in the dungeon until the first monster phase of the first turn of, when they go back to the dungeon. So when your heroes are in the dungeon, no minions should be in the dungeon. However, in that last phase of that first turn of returning to the dungeon, you of course will consult this track. There's not 5 minions in the dungeon, correct? You're going to be spawning minions in. Also, I just want to point this out because I always want to make sure you guys have the right information. And kind of up here, if you can see that, this was quest table 1. And actually, let's just move up here so I could show you this. Now this will be much better. So remember, there's quest table 1, which we just completed. We're going to be heading into, or the hero and his mercenaries are going to be heading into the dungeon to complete their level 2 quests. And remember, we were already working on the 1. These little boxes here, notice that's a gift. It's actually the Celebration Day gift. So that means Celebration Day. But what I want to mention is this. Since they're going into the dungeon for their second time, it's their level 2 quests. You are going to be populating the dungeon, and you may already know this already, with level 2 minions. So, of course, they're going to get more deadlier. Their special abilities are going to get more deadlier. And you can see, level 2 is in green right here. And when they're level 3, that will be red. And of course, say 3. So what I'm getting at is this, when you're working on quest table 1, you're going to spawn level 1 minions. When your hero and mercenaries are working on quest table 2, level 2, you're going to spawn level 2 minions. And finally, when they go to their second and final celebration day and go back to finish these very hard quests on quest table 3, you're going to be spawning in level 3 minions. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. And remember, minions will spawn in on that first monster phase of the first turn when your hero and mercenaries go back to the dungeon. Okay, on to the next thing. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is reset the Guardian spawn track. And remember, in our scenario, we had that set at 20. And, there's different difficulties, where you could set it even lower, or you can go off that and set it at 11, the lowest setting, meaning the Guardians are going to spawn in very quickly. Think of this as a timer. So we had it set at 20 starting off, and you're just simply going to reset that on 20. And remember, our quota, sorry, that came out of focus. Let's hopefully it comes back in. There we go. And our quota was 2 Guardians. So on quest table 2, level 2, or if you're playing with that mod, there's a possibility of level 3 Guardians spawning in. And then when we go to the final quest table level 3, there's a possibility of level 3 Guardians spawning in, or with the mod, you could, possibly have level 4 Guardians spawning in. But it's going to be 2, 2, and 2. But what I wanted to make mention is maybe you want it more difficult. Maybe for the first quest table, you want it to go up by 1. This is kind of like a homebrew rule, just to give you more ideas how you could play Dungeon Crusade. So we had 2 Guardians spawn in. Well, the regular official way is, 2 Guardians would spawn in per quest table. Maybe you want 2 to spawn in here, and then 3, and then 4. Or maybe 3 Guardians, 4 Guardians, and 5, or mix it up how you want. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, on to the next thing. Okay, and the next thing deals with your mining decks, mining site A, B, C, and D. And I don't want to give you any spoilers because it's something cool with the mining deck. So I want you to be surprised, but just know that, of course it's in your quick reference guide in the rule book. If there's a certain card on top of one of these decks, you're simply just going to remove it, but I'll let you be surprised on what that card is. Okay, on to the next step. Okay, and the next step is you're going to remove all the red tokens from the teleport track. So we're just going to wipe those off. And I wanted to get the incantation track in this shot also, because some people may be asking, does this track also clear? No, this stays where it's at. This does not reset unless the incantation is fulfilled, like we discussed. So you're not gonna, if there's tokens on here, you're not gonna touch those. You leave the incantation track as is. Okay? On to the next thing. The next thing we're gonna do involves the trap system. And remember, guys, that the trap system in the game is kind of like, picture it like a selection switch, like in a PC RPG or dungeon crawl game. You could have the traps to be off, or you don't want to have your heroes or mercenaries to deal with traps, or of course have them on. If you are playing with traps, what you're going to do is go throughout the dungeon and remove all of the trap tokens, because we're going to kind of reset all the traps in the dungeon with fresh trap tokens. So make sure you go around the dungeon and clear all trap tokens and put them in a pile. Let's go on to the next step with traps. And I believe we discussed this before earlier in the series, but what you're going to do is take all of your trap tokens and flip them over. And as you know, half of them are this clear symbol, which means there wasn't a trap there. And then the other one is, of course, where you have to draw a trap card. And so you're going to flip all of those over and give them a good shuffle. And then you're going to take them, or one at a time, and just draw your attention right here. That's the trap symbol right there. You're going to take, each token that has one of these symbols and place it in the dungeon on that symbol. So as you can see, the traps will always be generated where, you could have a lot of traps in the dungeon. Maybe you'll get lucky and not have a lot. But that's how you set up your traps for when the heroes do their second delve into the dungeon, and of course their final one. You'll be doing all what I just discussed. You'll be doing that again. Okay? There's only a few more steps. Let's keep going. Okay, and we only have a few steps left, and then we're going to be going back into the village for our special House of Chance game. But one of the last steps is, notice here is our siege tile area. And like we did at the start of the game, I don't know if you can make it out, but there's like a white dotted line around this area here. You're going to place your hero and mercenaries within that dotted line. And then of course Albus can go anywhere adjacent to them, so we'll put him right there. When the heroes return to the dungeon, like we discussed, you are then permitted to reveal your blessing. And I know, guys, you probably want to see if the heroes received their blessing with an angel or if it's dismay. So we will just do this now. But remember, we're going to be going back to the village, but I just wanted to go through all the steps, this final third phase as they go back. And remember, Zeke already had his blessing with the Angel of Luck. So I'm going to set that aside. And I have not looked at these at all, but I may give you a little taste of what's in the blessing deck if you'd like. So Mahaliak, since he is back in the dungeon, and this would be during the first hero phase or whenever you want to reveal it, really, we'll see if what blessing he received. Mahaliak received, well, there you go. There is the Angel of Healing. And if you like, we'll go over this real quickly for you. So Freddie Lopez, I worked with him for the angels, and I just said, hey, Freddie, here's what we need. Beautiful angels with some stained glass behind them, and he just went to work, and this is some of, I think, the most beautiful art in the game are the angels. So Angel of Healing, you can place 3 tokens upon this card. This angel will restore 6 health to this hero at any time you wish. Remove 1 token each time health is restored. When no tokens remain on this card, reshuffle it back into the blessing deck. Then the flavor text, I shall heal you in your time of need. Very, very awesome blessing to receive. And then over here from Atari, she reveals her blessing, and it is dismay. Gloom and doubt obscure your thoughts. Shuffle this card back into the blessing deck. So that's dismay for you. I was going to show you a few angels, but some people yell at me for spoilers. So I'll tell you what. Hold on a second. I won't reveal what they are, but I'll just show you some of the art. How about that? Give me a second. Okay, we're kind of derailing a bit, but I think there's some people that would like to see these angels. And to be honest with you, I would love to show Freddie Lopez's work off with these angels because they're just beautiful. So I have covered up the names of what these angels do. I think that'll be good, but I'd like you to see some of that. So there's this angel right here. Who knows what she does? You'll have to play the game and find out. And remember, there's different variations of these angels. So here's another one. Maybe I'll let your mind wander on what these angels could be, how they're going to aid your hero. And finally, this is one of my favorites right here. And I remember I asked him kindly to do something like this with this this dove flying away and her kind of looking up. Beautiful, Freddie. Just I think the most beautiful art in the game, like I said. Okay, let's get back into the game. I hope you enjoyed that. And I think we're heading back to Celebration Day for a House of Chance game. Okay, in a few moments, we're heading back into the village with our hero and mercenaries, and we're going to enter into the House of Chance and play this House of Chance game. And I've been really looking forward to this, and I think it'll surprise you, especially for those of you new who don't know about the House of Chance. We'll go over that. But I wanted to say, hopefully you enjoyed going over kind of these 3 phases of Celebration Day. And just please remember, I just kind of skipped ahead to show you that so we could get to the fun stuff over here. So what we're going to do is, and I wanted to point out, because I know someone may ask, but actually let me get these out for you. Here, remember the treasure chest tokens, because I'm sure someone may ask this. You do not repopulate the treasure chest chambers in the dungeon. Once you open a chest and you've removed this token, that's it, they're gone. So you do not repopulate the dungeon with treasure chests. That would just kind of like really break the game with, heroes swimming in gold. That's what I wanted to say. And on that note, I think let's head back to the village with our hero and mercenaries. Let's chat about the House of Chance. Let's enter it, and let's gamble some gold and have some fun. I'll meet you in the village. Okay, and here we are back in the village with our two mercenaries and hero at the House of Chance. So do me a favor, pretend that what you just saw with that third phase, it happens after this, okay? And to be honest, I didn't know how to start this section off because I, of course, want to give you guys some information. I don't want to be too verbose with it, but I do want to explain a few things. In the village, there is this House of Chance. So besides, I guess to start with this, so besides, creating Dungeon Crusade and the Avalon adventure board game, which we'll be touching on in our wrap-up for this video, I created 4 House of Chance games, and they're very simple, fun, push your luck kind of games, card games, and we're going to be playing this one that I think will go really nicely to wrap up our series. So on Celebration Day, and only on Celebration Day, your heroes can enter into the House of Chance and play one of 4 selected randomly, one House of Chance game. There was a big misconception. I want to say this again. You only use one House of Chance game per Celebration Day. You do not use all 4. And this was kind of early on. There were some people, loading up the House of Chance with all 4 games. You don't do that. That's breaking the game. It's just the heroes will be swimming in gold. You only have one. And I'll be showing you in a moment, you simply roll a d4. And all of the House of Chance games, when I was doing the graphic design, I put a number, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each game. So that's, randomly selected. That's what shows up in the House of Chance game for that Celebration Day. But we're going to break the rules a bit because I really want to play this one certain game with you. So in saying that, let me explain something. We're going to talk about it more in our wrap-up of this video. If you have the Crusader of the Realm edition of the game, the previous one, or definitely, the new one, you will be getting, it comes standard, you're going to get the one House of Chance game, Tower Attack. And I'm going to talk about the artist Damian Maimolidi, that I've said before. He was another artist on the game and just an amazing friend, and his talent and his art is incredible. So let me start with this, that when I work with Damian, and this is just what I pictured for these games that I came up with, that I wanted them to look like they were from a closet from like the late 70s or the early 80s, like from that era. I wanted the boards to look kind of distressed, retro, and Damian, I gave him this prototype work I did, and he just did it. This art is absolutely mind-blowing. And so, and again, it looks kind of, it just looks kind of distressed. So Tower Attack, I just wanted to say that and give a shout out to Damian. So just keep that in mind with the other 4 you see. They're just incredible. Tower Attack comes standard with all editions of Dungeon Crusade, but with the Crusader of the Realm edition, you only get Tower Attack. So what I'm saying is, each time your hero goes to Celebration Day, they're going to be playing Tower Attack. Now, if you have got the Slayer of the Realm edition, you are getting, that's everything. That's the whole kit and caboodle. You're getting the hero expansion, the difficulty, monster decks, expert and heroic, you're getting everything. Plus, there was an add-on for the extra 3 House of Chance games. So, and I'm going to be showing you those. But so just know that if you're getting Slayer of the Realm edition, you get all 4. Crusader of the Realm, you do get the 1 game Tower Attack, and that's not bad. Maybe you just want to play Tower Attack. It's like a dice pushing game. Super simple. You just take the D12 in these colors, you roll, and then you start out at level 1 to beat the evil skeleton army. And this is the Avalon Valiant Army. And you basically, your hero, this is one hero only. You're ascending the tower to take it back from the evil skeleton army. Real simple. So just, I wanted to say that. So if you did get the add-on for the other 3 House of Chance games, or if you're someone who's getting that massive Slayer of the Realm edition, the other 3 games are, we'll go over these briefly. Again, props to Damian. This is a game I created called Heroes versus Monsters, and it's kind of hard. Let me see if I can just raise the camera up and show you this absolutely incredible art. Again, I put a prototype together of what I was thinking, and Damien he knocked it out of the park. It just looks so nice and old and retro and like distressed. And just real quick, the object of this game is, and I'll show you the tokens, they're like little pog round tokens. You have 3 heroes. They have to defend the Chapel of Light from the advancing monsters. So that's heroes versus monsters. There are these challenge cards right here, 8 challenges. Of course, your heroes can win gold, and this is kind of like how it is. Let me try to find level 1. Again, I hope you're like going, whoops. Whoops, sorry about that. I hope what I was saying was before this almost crashed. Let me get this a little more stable. I hope no one vomited from that sudden roller coaster ride. But what I was saying is that there's these challenge cards here. And so you start out, of course, at level 1, and it's very easy. These monsters are, here's like, for example, level 1, and I'll show you the counters in a second. So you place like these grunts right here, and they're slowly advancing towards the Chapel of Light, and you have to defend it. And of course, as it gets more tough, so like level, let's see, how about show you level 3. You know, there's more monsters and they have more special abilities, like it gets more tougher. You know, these skeleton warriors come out, this evil wizard, and then there's a huge beast, so on and so forth. And I'm going to try to show you carefully after that. Again, I'm so sorry about that, but these are like some of the tokens here that kind of go with it. So there's like a skeleton warrior. Again, Damien Mimaldi, just amazing. And these are some of the hero ones. There's like a warrior, an archer, and a mage. So you have 3 of them, and they have like a special ability they can use. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. So that's heroes versus monsters. And then you already know about tower attack. And actually, I did a demo for this. I will put a link in the description for you. This is my favorite one. And man, was I passionate about this. This is The Adventures of Bravely the Knight with an old retro spinner. And you actually get a little miniature of Bravely. And this is basically like a death trap dungeon. I wanted to kind of cross an 80s arcade machine with an old retro dungeon crawl board game, if that makes sense. And I asked Damien to put like an arcade machine here with insert gold here. So that's kind of what this is. And you take Bravely, and there's all these monsters you have to try to defeat as you go through the dungeon. And the machine, I call it the machine, is stocked with 2,500 gold. So once you defeat monsters, you get gold. There's treasure chests. I'll watch the demo. It's a really fun demo. Here's the entrance to the dungeon. You can choose which way you go. No backtracking. You know, there's portals. Where's a portal at? There's portals where they have to go back. Very, very cool, fun game. And you can just play these as standalones. Okay, so there's a little of that. And I think, again, I hope you're enjoying going through some of this and just hanging out. It's actually just nice to sit back and chill out with you. And you even get a little Bravely the Knight hero card. And yes, there's a magic sword in the dungeon, and you could add +1 to your attacks. And basically, guys, it's a red and blue D6. Bravely is represented by the blue D6. The monster he's fighting is represented by a red D6. Highest roll inflicts a damage. Real simple. You know, these House of Chance games weren't meant to, like, you know, go on and on. It's just, you know, real quick and peppy. Your heroes can hopefully make some gold, get you back into playing Dungeon Crusade. So there you go. So that's the 3. But for our game that I've been excited about, again, I hope you like going through all that. What we are going to be playing tonight is the 4th House of Chance game. And I may have to pull the camera back. Our 2 mercenaries and hero are going to be going up against the evil Skulljack in the House of Chance game, Skulljack. Again, Damien Mimaldi. I know, look, there's that number I was talking about. All of them have it on there. House of Chance has one up in the corner there. That says 1, 2. So you just roll a d4 to randomly select one. So that is, we're going to be playing Skulljack. And what Skulljack is is it's a very simple form of blackjack. 21. The rules are right here. There's nothing complex about this. It's a simple form of blackjack. 21. If you've never played it, you'll learn it just from watching us, the heroes and mercenaries, play it. Up to 3 heroes can play. You can play with 1, 2, or 3. 200 gold bet, and you have a chance to win 2,000 gold. So again, Dave and my Malady, absolutely incredible artwork for Skulljack. So guys, our mercenaries and hero are going to be facing off against the evil Skulljack. And if that isn't enough, it would not be right to give you Skulljack without a custom deck of Dungeon Crusade Skulljack playing cards. How awesome is that? Again, Dave and my Malady. We actually went through like 4 or 5 different versions of the backing and then settled on this one. Just like you'd expect, good playing card quality, just like you'd buy in a store. So you get this with the House of Chance game package, I guess you could say, or the add-on. So this comes with that, and just real nice playing cards. So there you go, Skulljack. So I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to get set up here. We are going to be entering the House of Chance. I hope you're excited. I hope you like going over this briefly. I tried to be quick with it, but, I like spending time with you to go over all this. Okay, so without further ado, the heroes are going to be entering into the House of Chance. I'm sorry for that camera crash. And let's get ready to face off against the evil Skulljack. Get ready. Okay, everyone, here we are inside the House of Chance with our 2 mercenaries and hero, and they are about to face off against the evil dealer Skulljack. I hope that you guys are looking forward to this. I have been looking forward to this for so long. And again, I'm sorry it was a little bit wordy with that, but I wanted to explain that to you and let you know what's in that add-on package. And of course, if you would like to pick that up for yourself. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Like I said, this is a very, very simple form of blackjack. 21. Guys, if you don't know how to play, just watch. I'll teach you. Nothing hard about it. There's no insurance. You can't do splits. If you had like a 7 and 7, none of that stuff. The straight up 21 blackjack. Let's go over the rules real quick right here in the corner, and I'll just read them for you real quick. A hero must bet 200 gold. So you can only put 200 down at a time, basically. On a win, a hero wins 200 gold. So they're going to get their bet plus 200 out of the bank, and I have stocked that with the 2,000 gold as indicated. If a hero and Skulljack dealer, if a hero and Skulljack are tied, bets are returned to the hero, except if Skulljack hits 21, he's going to win. The house wins. So that's how that works. Lastly, Skulljack hits on a 16, but he will hold on a 17. That's how that works. And without further ado, let's get playing, because I want to play some Skulljack. And guess what? We have a few guests with us. Seems like Bravely the Knight wants to sit in on our game and observe. And of course, I'm a dog lover. Albus is here. Yes, dogs are permitted. Fetch hounds are permitted in the House of Chance. Okay, I have the deck here, and our bets are placed, so I'm going to just give this a quick shuffle, and let's see what happens. We'll play, well, depending on our luck, we'll see, how our hero and mercenaries do. So hopefully they can win some more gold, and we can clean Skulljack out of his gold. Okay, and also you always reshuffle the deck. I'm just going to cut it real quick. You always reshuffle this deck between rounds. You don't use the same deck. So, and this is how you play. First one goes down the Skulljack. Of course, you can't see that. Heroes are revealed. That's really good. A Jack, that stands for 10, in case you don't know. That's a 3. That's kind of like, not good for Matari. And Mahaliak has another 3. Now, you're going to reveal the top card over here to Skulljack, and that's a 6. Of course, we don't know what's going to be under that yet. So for Zeke here, he's got, what's up with these 3s? 13. If you know blackjack, that's not good. So new players, these 12s and 13s, that's not good. For Matari, That's good. That's a 10. And then for Mahaliak, that's 13. So now we have to decide, we don't reveal Skulljack's card yet. He's kind of just there, just waiting to see what we're going to do. So let's put this here so you can see. Over here with Zeke, he's got 13 showing. And you're going to learn this game right now. That's kind of bad, because if we get like a face card or a 10, of course, or even a 9, it's called a bust. He's going to bust. He's over 21. He's going to lose his bet. It'll go into the bank. You know what? I'm going to take a hit. It's called taking a hit. That means you're going to take a card. Take a card and 17 showing. So that all face cards are 10. In case you're green to blackjack. So we have 17 showing with Zeke. I think we're going to hold with Zeke. And we're going to hold, and hopefully Skulljack has a face card. We'll see. This is really good. Matari has a 10 showing. We're definitely going to take a hit for that. And that is awesome. Awesome all the way. That's 20 showing. Definitely Matari is going to hold on that 20. So Mahaliak also has a 13. He's going to take a hit over here, and that's another bad one. That's 15 showing. I don't know, guys. Do you think we should push it? I'll tell you, he's going to take a hit. This is going against the grain, but let's see. And oh my God, I think our hero and mercenaries are lucky tonight. He is definitely going to hold on that 20. Okay, so our mercenaries and hero are going to hold. They've all got really awesome hands here. So we got Zeke with 17, Matari with a 20, and of course Mahaliak with a 20. Now we're going to reveal Skulljack's card, and it is okay. And remember the rule, like we just said, on a 16, Skulljack has to hit. On a 17, he'll hold or anything above. So Skulljack is going to draw. And he 16. Oh my! He hit 21. Do you believe that? Oh my! Guys, I was about to cheer. I thought our heroes were going to win, and Skulljack pulls that out. Of course, that's 10, 6, and 5. That is 21. Our heroes have lost their bet. Oh my gosh! I thought for sure that they had this. Okay, so I'll tell you what, give me a second here. Well, let's see if we can just do this real quick. I don't want to bore you with shuffling cards and all of that. Actually, yeah, let me clean this up. I'm going to pause, and I'll be right back. I'm going to shuffle up the deck. Hold on. Okay, and we are back for round 2 of Skulljack, and I just want to let you see, I don't know if you can see here. I could have sworn I saw Bravely shaking his head on that one. He couldn't believe it either. And I think Elvis kind of let a woof out when he saw that Skulljack hit with a 21. Our heroes right now, I just pulled all their gold. You can see this down here. Let's move it down a bit. They have 1,500 gold left. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to exchange this into the bank, and we're going to get 500 for that. So I just basically broke that 500. And let's place our bets. So Zeke here, that's 200. And Matari bets 200. And of course, Mahaliak 200 for the next round. And again, guys, I hope you're enjoying this. I'm having really a great time with you. And maybe you were pleasantly surprised by this. You didn't even know that there's this House of Chance at a dungeon crawl game. And I really love it. It's about just, doing something super creative for people, giving them something new to experience and enjoy. It was a lot of work as I'm shuffling cards and talking to you. I feel like going to get like a pint of Mountain Dew or something, kicking on some old Van Halen tunes to play Skulljack. All right, guys, we're shuffling up here, round 2. Cut the deck so you see. Okay, so let's deal to Skulljack, of course, first. And then to Zeke. That's great. A Jack, that's 10, of course. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so let me explain to you for those who don't know. An ace can count as 1 or 11. Okay, so that's very good. We definitely want Matari to get a face card. And then 4. That's not that hot for Mahaliak here. And so now it's over to Skulljack, and we want him to have that. That's good. So over here to Zeke. Oh, another Queen of Diamonds. That's 20 showing right there. He's going to hold on that. Matari here. That's not good. And then, of course, over here to Mahaliak. Well, that's better. That's a 7. That's a 7 showing. All right, so let's go around here what our heroes are going to do. I'll put the deck right here so you can see. Zeke is going to hold on that. That's 20 showing. He's set. Now remember, and then you can change this for those of you who don't know. So this ace is either a 1 or an 11. So we can say that's 13, but say if we would get a face card, that would be 23. We can say, well, we want that to be a 1. So there's no, you're permitted to do that. So let's just say we have 13 showing now. Okay, and so like I said, we're going to definitely convert that ace to a 1. So now we have what that's like 1, 2, 3. We have 13 showing. Still, that's not very good to have that. And you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going to take a hit. Atari is going to take a hit on that, and that's pretty good. So what is that? 13. I wish it was a little higher. So we have 13 showing with that 4. That's 17, and she's going to hold on that. Okay, holding on a 17 from Atari. Over here, Mahaliak has 7 showing. He's going to take a hit. There's that ace again, and you know what? We can turn that into an 11. Remember, 1 or 11 for an ace. And I think we're going to do that. So we'll have 11, 14. That's 18, right? Yeah, 18 showing. And we're going to hold. So our heroes are going to hold on what they have. We're going to reveal Skulljack's card. And it's, okay, so Skulljack has 5, of course. Move that up. He's going to have to take a hit on that. Takes a hit. Okay, so that's what, 6? That's 8. He's going to have to take a hit. And, well, he's going to have to hold on that, I think, right? Because that's what it said. Holds on a 17 plus. So let's add that up. That's 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. Yes, he holds on that. And if a hero and Skulljack are tied, bets are returned. So remember, it says on a 17 or plus, he'll hold with that. Yes, that's 17. Right here, Zeke, of course, has 20. That beats Skulljack. He will get 200 back from the bank. So he's up by 200. Over here with Matari, that was 617. Okay, so like I just said in the rules, that she breaks even. She basically keeps her bet, and that's it for her. But then with Mahaliak here, that was an 11. That's 14 with the 3, 18. He also gets 200 gold back. So the heroes did pretty good. Well, the mercenaries and hero, and they've netted some of their gold back. And I'll tell you what, you want to play another round? Hopefully you want to, because I'm having an awesome time. Tell you what, I'm going to pause the camera again, do some cleanup here, and let's play another round. Be back in a second. Okay, I have the cards here, and let's give them another shuffle. And it's just like, if you think about it, and I guess I like talking to you when I'm shuffling. I hope you don't mind. But this is what kind of I wanted to do. And I was going to say this in the wrap up, but with Dungeon Crusade, if you think about it, give fellow gamers and players, people, a really epic journey with a game. Yeah, it's big and it's very grand, and that's the way I wanted it to be. That was my true vision to give to people. You start out with the Avalon adventure board game. You go through all of that, and then you, of course, go into Dungeon Crusade. You have Celebration Day, then go into the House of Chance and bet some gold, then go back to the dungeon. It's a huge journey, and I love it. And I think there's a lot of other people who want that kind of experience too. And again, you could play something like this just as a standalone. Okay, one more round. I don't know. Do you guys want to go 4 rounds? I don't know. We'll see how this goes, okay? Do a quick shuffle. Okay, give it to Skulljack first. Zeke, wait, hold on. We had to clear this out. So he's going to keep his bet in there. Mahaliak will keep his 200. And, okay, they're all set. So now, Zeke, 6 showing. Matari, 2 showing. And that's good. Hopefully Mahaliak gets a face card or a 10. Okay, so now Skulljack. That's not good. That's not good at all. Zeke there shows with a 3, over here with Matari with a 6, and hopefully get a face card with Mahaliak. Oh, so close to 21. Well, he's going to hold with that, because that's 11 and 8. That's 19. So he's definitely going to hold on that. So let's put the deck here. And yeah, definitely. So Zeke has 9. He's definitely going to take a hit. And perfect. That's 19. But I'm still worried about Skulljack, because if that's a face card, you know, he's going to win. Zeke is going to hold on 19. That's really good. So Matari here has 6 showing. She's going to take a hit. I don't know, 16. I don't know. Should we go for it? Should I push my luck? Or should Matari push her luck? Let's go ahead. I'm going to have her take a hit. And oh my gosh, that's 20. Definitely going to hold, and Mahaliak will hold on that 19. So our heroes have, Zeke has 19, Matari has 20, and Mahaliak has 19. We're going to reveal what Skulljack has, and she's got 21. Oh my God, do you believe that? My fetch hound Caesar is sitting over here and looking at me. I think he couldn't believe it either. I don't think Albus could believe it. Well, guys, you know what that means. Skulljack automatically wins. He hit 21. I hope you're having fun. I am just having a really great time just chilling out with you guys and playing Skulljack. I'll tell you what, I'm having an awesome time. I hope you're enjoying this. One more round. One more round and that's it. Okay, 4 rounds and we're done. Let me pause, gather everything, and let's do it one more time. Okay, last round. All right, so Zeke's gonna place his bet for 200, and Matari will place her bet for 200, and Mahaliak will place his bet. Now the heroes only have, and I think we should, now if I was really playing, I would just save that. So they have 700, so this would definitely be, I would be done after this. So let's shuffle up the cards, and as I'm shuffling, it always seems like I like talking to you guys when I'm shuffling, but I hope that you really enjoyed this whole series. I hope that you know, you got more acclimated to the game for what we went over. And you know what? As I drop some cards, I want to tell you something I've never said before, and it was an email I got from YouTube. And I just thought of this now as I was shuffling. But a while back, I think all content creators on YouTube got this email, and it was about, it was a really nice email about how, like, you as a content creator are doing something really good during these times with COVID. And what they were going at is that, you know, some people don't leave their house because they're just frightened to go outside. And I really, that email really meant a lot to me. It made me think about when I create these videos, you know, maybe there are people out there who just enjoy watching this, or, you know, like whatever, you know, the great Rob Oren, you know, Daniel over on the Dungeon Dive, or, you know, these long play videos. So that's what I thought about. You know, it's like our videos are long here, but you know what? I put a lot of heart and soul into it and a lot of passion. So I hope that you guys enjoy that, and it's something that you look forward to. So that's what I read into it when I got that email from YouTube. As Caesar is to my right looking up at me, also listening. I think I'm ready for a mug of Mountain Dew after this one. Okay, let's go. One more round. Again, I hope you're having fun with this, so we'll wrap up. Last one. So Skulljack, give him that. Zeke. 8 showing. Matari with a 3, that's not good. Very good. Mahaliak with that ace, remember 1 or 11. Skulljack, that's kind of good, I guess, for him. So Zeke that's 10 showing, that's very good. Matari with that 3, that's really good. Oh, this would be great to go out on a high note, wouldn't it? That's 11 showing. All she needs is a face card, and she'll hit 21. And Mahaliak with, she's got 21, guys. I swear to God, I swear to the gods of Avalon, Skulljack better not pull a 21 out. That would just suck, wouldn't it? Okay, Zeke showing that 10 will definitely, he's going to take a hit on that. And that's a, so I dropped the card. That's very risky to take a hit, 17. Zeke's going to hold on that 17. We're not going to have him take a hit. Matari is up next. Hopefully she gets a face card, and look at that, 21. And of course, Mahaliak has 21. All right, moment of truth. What does Skulljack have? 16. Remember the rule? He has to hit. On 16, he has to hit. 17 and higher, he holds. He's going to have to hit on that. And boom, he's busted. That's what I'm talking about. Caesar's ears just went up. Bravely's cheering. Guys, we defeated Skulljack. Look at that. What a nice note to end on. So out of the bank, 200 for Zeke, 200 for Matari, and 200 for Mahaliak. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I hope that you did, as I moved the board a little bit. And again, sorry about that camera crash earlier. So guys, there's a little bit of Skulljack. I hope that you enjoyed it. And hopefully if you didn't know how to play Blackjack or 21, well, here you go. You just learned how to play it. I'll tell you what, so let me do a little cleanup here. And guys, we are at the end of our series here, and it was really fun, but I'll save that. So let's just do a couple minutes of chat, some final thoughts, some things I've wanted to say for a while, and we'll have a good time and wrap it up. I'll see you in a second. Okay, everyone, here we are at the end of our Solo Crusader playthrough series, and I just want to thank you so much for your time, your interest, your excitement, your nice comments. You know, your love you show, and you know, the community is just so awesome. So it just really meant a lot to me, and I hope you can see I just had the best time hanging out with you guys, and most importantly, getting you acclimated to the game, you know, teaching you the game. If you watch this all the way through, you pretty much know how to play the game. Yes, this is very girthy, but as you saw, it's very easy game mechanics. You know, it's fairly streamlined and all that, and it was just really nice, you know, doing this with you. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I had to take notes because there are some things I want to say, some things that might surprise you, and some things I've just been wanting to say. So as I go through my notes here, if I could read my own scribble. So first thing, Solo Crusader rule set. You know, now that the series is done, it is going to be absolutely full time for me, like 10, 12 hours a day, working with the amazing Ilpo. Dustin is going to be chipping in, doing some stuff, and a few other people, because, you know, we're starting production in March. And that's what I wanted to tell you. You know, the files for this game, this was a reprint. Everything is at the manufacturers. So this is going to go quite rapidly. You know, there's some new content, of course, that, you know, I've created that I want to give you guys. So it's just like that. You know, our revision to the rule book, which will be available. But the Solo Crusader rule set, there were so many people, and I have to really thank you, that the game really took off with the Solo Crusader, you know, mode where you can just, you know, one hero, like you saw with a mercenary. So I'm working with Ilpo right now. I'm adding those enhancements to it for you, and that will be available for download along with the mercenary mini board. So it's going to be a few weeks, but, you know, I'll always keep you guys posted in videos and everywhere. So that link will be there, and I'll let you know when it is. So you can download it if you have the game already, play it, or just download it, read it, and then you can get up to snuff on everything. So when you get the game, you already know how to play. Okay, so I wanted to say that. And, you know, that was another thing. Truly, for those of you who have the game, we did not even scratch the surface on what you saw. This was honestly, with, you know, there's 4 dungeon boards. This is just the ancient runes. The reverse side of this is the Tomb of Kaladar. And when I designed that, that's the ultimate death trap dungeon. There's Castle Blackwood. There's the Cavern of Lost Souls. All of those quests there. This was probably about 4% of the game that you saw with this, with everything that's in it. And I had this out, I wanted to show you. As you know, I said in one of the videos that this is the Avalon adventure board game. You play this prior to playing Dungeon Crusade. So I've incorporated this into the Solo Crusader rule set. You can play this and then import your hero into Dungeon Crusade. It's very simple how you're going to work, how you run this game, because you need at least 6 heroes. You're going to have basically 5 henchmen who will help you through this, and then they kind of leave. Your hero gets whatever you find in Avalon, if they survive, if you survive, and you import that into Dungeon Crusade. And that's what this was from. Remember, we used this board here. This is the battle board from that game. So this is a dungeon side, and then here's the outdoor side of this. And you use these for mini battles in the Avalon adventure board game. We really don't discuss that very much, but when I created that game, it's a choose your own adventure, but with a twist. You'll never see the same game twice. And these are the adventure cards for every one of the 52 locations. And so I wrote 259 different events for that game, and they're on these double-sided adventure cards. So you're always going to see a new game from that. So I just wanted to point this out. There's something we didn't even touch on, the Avalon adventure board game. So that's what I wanted to share with you on that. And this is what I wanted to tell you too. And, there was a few people throughout the years that were like, oh my God, how could he create a game this massive and this huge? Well, to answer those people, I'm a creator. I've always been a creative person, and I care about fellow gamers and people. I wanted to do something, step out, break the mold, and give something to fellow gamers and people I was passionate about. I've played these games all my life, and take this genre in a new direction. And I make no apologies for that, because it was about doing something for people, to give them enjoyment and to experience something kind of brand new. And as long as I'm with Groovis Games Unlimited, that is going to be my goal, to always do that, push doing things that are innovative, not imitate things, always try to break new ground for people to enjoy things. And you're going to be seeing that in the smaller game I'm working on that takes place at it's a much smaller game, but it's going to be very rich in content. There's a smaller game. It's kind of like, as Dungeon Crusade is going on, well, there's certain heroes that are going to go to a certain location. And I've been working on that for a few years now, and it's nice to be able to focus on one place and write lore for that. But the gameplay is going to be quite different, the way that the game world is revealed to you. So I'm very excited about that. Of course, we have this massive expansion for Dungeon Crusade and Book 2. That's way down the road, but that is going to be very revolutionary of what I have in mind, and we'll be working with a company to pull that off. So I just want to let you know that's what's coming. But being about what I said about this game, it was just to do something different for people. That's what I was getting at. Give them something new to experience, something new. And that's what I wanted to do. And I'll always strive to do that. One of the last things here is the updates that just because this series is ending, you're always going to see me coming back to do updates for what's going on, with production, with the Solo Crusader rule set, everything. You guys will always be in the loop for what we are doing. So, you know what's going on. And of course, everything with shipping, as I get pictures and videos from the manufacturer, like I did before, you will see all that firsthand. So you're going to be seeing that. And I think this is the last thing I was going to say. At the end of this video, there is going to, there's add-ons for the game. And some people may not know that about all the add-ons. So what I did was I had these posters, that we used during the Kickstarter. So I'm going to just run those at the very end so you can see everything that's available for Dungeon Crusade, so you know. And what ties into that is, and I've been saying this for a while, and we'll close out with this, that I'm also a musician. I'm a guitarist, and I have a little home studio, And I've put some of my music in there before. I do like instrumental guitar stuff, kind of, some of it's heavy, some of it's melodic. It's instrumental stuff with like bass, guitar, drums. And so I put one of my songs called San Dimas playing over those add-ons, so you can hear a little bit of my music and playing. But what I'm excited about is I'm finally at the point where I'm going to be doing music for the channel. And don't worry, it's not going to be like Full Metal Onslaught stuff. But you'll hear kind of what you're going to hear in a few minutes here. It's going to be along the lines of that. But I'd like to share some of my, guitar playing with you. And maybe you're a fellow musician, so we could like talk music. And I'm very excited about, sharing this music that I'll be creating for the channel. And I think it'll just be a good time. So I'll have like a playlist just for that, for if people like to, maybe talk in my little studio setup and, what songs I'm working on and a little bit. So that's coming in the very near future. And I'm very excited to hang out with you on that level, on the music level, because music, guitar playing, and these kind of games, that is pretty much me. I've done both since I was very young, and they kind of feed off each other. So there you go. I think I'm done running my mouth, but I hope that you enjoyed hearing all that. And guys, just thank you again. Your support and your excitement, it really means a lot to me, and helps fuel the creativity and imagination to work with all these other artists and create more stuff for you to enjoy. Okay, that was all off the cuff. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, guys, I hope that you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the series. Like I said, stay safe and happy gaming, and you can expect, more videos on the way, like I said. And for now, I'm going to get to work, and let's get all this wrapped up so you can be playing Dungeon Crusade and the Avalon adventure board game. And I flung my pen right into the dungeon, and you can be playing Skulljack. Take care, guys. It was a fun series, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.